Hello, and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics, because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week, we are switching up our reality show watches a little bit. We are continuing with Baby Ballroom, but trading Dancing with the Stars for The Voice. All right, so the minute Dancing with the Stars was over, we quickly pivoted to The Voice. Because
Already in progress.
I had watched some of the previous episodes, not all of them, because of the way it is structured. As I mentioned on a Roundabout Roundup a couple weeks ago, I have a rooting interest, and his name is John Holliday. He is on Team John Legend. So, and he is a teacher at a neighboring university here. And some friends of ours are students of his. So I watched the blind audition that he was in. And then, so the way the show works is they had 5 episodes of blind auditions. So I watched one of those. And
that was a fun one, though, because they were all so surprised when they turned around. Yes.
And this is the only thing I knew about The Voice, basically, before I started watching it, was this whole thing where the coaches are sitting with their chairs backward, so they don't see the person who's singing, and they just listen. And then if they're interested in that person, they turn their chair around. So that's where I came in, because that's the only thing I do. And so then the blind auditions were followed by the battles, where they had 2 people from each team, from each coach's team, singing a duet together. And then the coach had to pick one.
Oh, goodness.
To move on.
So how many were on the teams at the beginning before that?
I think there were maybe 7 or 8 per person. Hold on.
Because if they had that round of eliminations, and then the knockouts was another round of eliminations.
Right. So
they must have had a lot at the beginning.
Yeah. So they had, here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 10.
Okay.
They had 10 to start with. So then they
each picked 10. Oh my goodness, how many auditions were there?
Yeah, and there were, I'm sure, there were 5 shows, and each show, I think, was 2 hours.
So did everybody who did the blind auditions get picked for a team?
No. They did have some that didn't get through. So say they had 10.
If there are 40 people picked and you don't get through, that doesn't feel good.
Maybe not 40, but close to it. Because there's all this stuff about people getting stolen and saved. And
it seems very complicated.
It is kind of complicated, but as best as I can tell, they start with, let's say, 8 to 10. And then they have these battles where they sing a duet. So they're singing together the same song. And then the coaches have to pick between them. The other coaches get to, they share some comments and feedback, but they don't.
And they can steal somebody who gets eliminated.
They can steal somebody who gets eliminated. And so then that's the battles. And then it's the knockouts. So then it's still the same team competing, all the people on Team John or the people on Team Kelly or whatever. Now they're singing a different song, like back to back. So instead of it being a duet, now they're doing 2 different performances. And then once again, their coach has to choose between the 2 of them. So, and then that brings us to the most recent episode, which was the live performance.
17 people singing.
17 people. And I gotta say, I liked how they just powered through it. There was not any faffing about. as Len Goodman would say.
There was no time for it.
No. Each coach said a few words after each person, but all the other coaches had to be quiet.
Yes. And I could have even done without the comments. Just march them through and say, America, pick.
But I do like how, it's all positive, right?
Yes.
I mean, even when they're choosing between them and they have to eliminate somebody, they're so effusive about both of them. So you almost don't feel that bad.
It's a little bit too effusive, but for me. But okay. It's nice. Right. Positive's what we need. And I have to say, kudos to The Voice for at least pretending to have real people clapping. I don't know if that's all for real, but at least
they have like a giant wall of people
a bunch of people
screen.
In their houses going, yay!
Yeah.
Because I heard the, people clapping and my husband said, do they have an audience? And I said, I don't think so. Is this another one of these fake audiences? No. But then they showed the wall, clapping people.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think so far? Once you kind of try to make your way through the complicated rules. I enjoy just the interplay amongst the judges. There's not as much of that in the 17-song episode, of course.
Yeah, this was a lot. This was a lot of singing. It was kind of hard to... I mean, I was trying to vote for people, and I wound up voting for a large number of people just because there was such a large number of people to start with.
Sure.
And it was a lot. And Carson Daly looks exhausted. Is somebody checking on him? Dude does not look good. He looks like maybe he's not feeling so well, but they made him do the show anyway. Does he have a temperature?
Not that much to do, but
I know, but he just didn't look right, don't you think?
Him out.
I was thinking there was something not right, and then my husband walked through and said, "He didn't look so excited to be there." So get well soon, Carson. I don't know what's going on with you, man, but you were the least effusive thing about that show tonight. Here's another singer.
He's no Tyra.
Well, thank gosh for that.
I know. He
didn't change his clothes once, I don't think. I think he wore the same thing the entire time.
Yeah. I'd still take that over Tyra's.
I was a little disoriented because they would have the packages where each judge talked about all their different contestants, and then it went to live. And on one part of my brain understands that the first part was pre-recorded and the second part was live. But then I'd be like, wait, she was wearing like a jacket and now she's wearing this big thing on her shoulder. What happened?
They also had the Google commercials that the people were in. Yes. So they looked like they were part of the show, but they were actually ads.
I may be too old for this show.
Forward through if you were.
Grandma is easily flustered. Oh dear. But I enjoyed more of the singing than I thought I would. There's like a style of singing that seems to be on these shows. It's like very overwrought and a lot of, swooping around and at the end you realize, oh yeah, I know this song, but I didn't recognize it the way she was singing it. Mm-hmm. I don't care for that, but there wasn't really that much of it. I liked the country singers because that's the kind of music I like. Mm-hmm. And I recognize the songs the best on those.
Right.
But, I liked, I'd say, most of the singers. And so it's hard to then say, well, you go and you stay.
Right.
It's like I don't want to get attached to anybody this soon.
Mm-hmm.
Other than your friend, who we hope goes all the way.
Yes.
And he's very good. And they seem to like him a great deal.
Right. They keep saving him for big finish moments.
Yes. So,
and
either he's being set up to be a shocking elimination, or they think he's going to go pretty far.
Right. And if you haven't been watching up until now, it is worth watching the video of his audition, which I will link to, just because of the absolute shock that befalls the crowd.
The voice does not necessarily match the singer, so he's perfect for a blind audition.
Right.
Yeah, and he's very good. I like listening to him sing.
Yeah.
And so good luck to him.
Good luck to him. And now we see, because we're a little unclear on the concept here.
Yeah.
Is it just the top 9 overall who get to move on? Or is it the top 2 from each team plus a wild card I heard mentioned?
Wild card, really?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's all going to be a surprise to us.
Confusing.
What will happen?
Yeah. It is nice, though, that they have the results show
Yeah.
separate from the competition show.
Right.
Because Dancing with the Stars used to have that way back when. And it was really nice.
Yeah, for one thing, it means you have longer to vote.
Right, right.
You can vote all night.
And also you can say goodbye to somebody in a respectful way instead of, and the loser is, bye.
Right.
Which is the way it is now. So, yeah, this is I watched last Wednesday when they had Tuesday when they had the knockouts, and then tonight. So these are my first 2 episodes. I don't know if this is something I would stick with forever, but I'm interested to see how it plays out.
I feel like the judges have a lot of personality. And
A lot of personality.
and that mostly makes it fun, especially when you don't have an audience.
Yes.
You know, make things more exciting.
Right.
The energy is all coming from, like, Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, she's like dialed up to 11.
Yes.
But, I noticed some of them had backup singers and some of them didn't. What the heck? They shouldn't have backup singers.
Yeah, and, like, some
right.
accompany themselves. Like, there's one guy on keyboard and a couple people play the guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay because it's still them, but other voices mixed in. You know, there was one with the backup voices that they didn't seem to be very coordinated and it didn't sound good. And I'm like, well, this isn't fair.
Right.
Just let him sing.
Right.
I wonder how those decisions are made. Also, somebody in their costume department likes high boots quite a lot.
And sparkles.
Yes. Lots and lots of sparkles.
I enjoy the trio. That's a mom and 2 daughters.
Yeah.
I think they're good. I think
That's
they're fun
fun
to watch.
And fun to have, like, in a sea of soloists, have a trio.
Yeah, which apparently is unusual, if not completely new.
Yeah. Who knew they could even audition? Is that a thing that...
Right.
I don't know.
Guess they
Maybe
can.
everybody knew, and not us, because we're just starting to watch it, but...
So we finished up season 1 of Baby Ballroom with the ball that Warren hosted for all of his pupils, as he kept calling them, and some buff guys he found at his gym, painted in gold paint and wearing very tiny shorts in front of, like, small children. That was interesting.
So inappropriate, but also kind of hilarious.
It was. And the bodybuilder dudes ended up seeming like they were kind of having fun.
Yeah.
Dancing.
They were, if nothing else, good sports.
Yes, they were. So
that was, I really enjoyed that last episode just for the low stakesness of it. After so many episodes of competitions, to just, all right, everybody's just going to relax now.
Right.
And have fun and, it was a relief. It was a nice way to end it. That you don't have any cliffhangers going on to the next season, or it's just, let's have a party.
Right. They tried to make, who was going to win the award from Warren.
Yeah.
Like a thing. But I really don't think anybody, that definitely doesn't mean as much as winning at a competition.
No. And it's also, from a TV point of view, it's everybody that you've just been watching for 6 weeks. What a surprise.
Surprise! Guess what? We know all these people, even though there's, they kept saying there's going to be like 400 people at this party.
Yes. It just happens to be the ones that you've seen that are going to be the winners.
Yes.
boy, I think it was in the first of the 2 episodes we watched that the 2 Mias went to get a makeover and were displeased by the lack of makeup they were given. I mean, that it was too natural looking. Yes. And then at the party, oh my goodness.
I know.
The poundage of eye makeup on those children.
I know.
Oh, sweetie.
Yes. so much.
Yeah, I mean, for a dance contest, okay, I can see you need a certain amount just to be seen and to have your face stand out. But for a party, you can look like a 13-year-old girl. It's really all right.
Yeah. Nope. Not gonna happen.
Oh, they just stepped it up about 10 steps beyond what they do for the competitions. Yes. Oh dear.
Yes. It is interesting when you watch the competitions, the hair and makeup and the dresses, the big shift that happens, right? From when you are Max and Olivia,
right,
who are 10 or 11?
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, you get to Jamie and Mia and Andre.
Yes.
And they're only a few years older than Max and Olivia. But Olivia has to wear little white ankle socks.
Yes.
And,
and little dresses that look like they could be normal dresses, just a little spruced up.
Right.
Whereas the slightly older girls are in serious gowns.
Right, and with big old cutouts on the side, and
they're children still.
I know,
they're still children.
I have this issue sometimes with skating dresses, and there's rules about how much skin you're allowed to show, but sometimes when things have a weird cutout or I'm just can we not These kids, even if they're 18, it's just not necessary, especially when you're ice skating. You need to have bare skin showing. I mean, it's covered with mesh. But
right.
Yeah.
It's a lot. They do seem so much older than Olivia, too, don't they?
Yeah. And they're really not. They're really only a year or two.
Just, I guess, the bridge of puberty has been crossed, and therefore they look... But they're still
right. Well, and I'm sure that there are rules about the dresses and the hair and makeup and stuff that affect what they're wearing.
Right.
The kids must be thrilled when they get to ditch the ankle socks.
I'll bet, because that looks ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, it's a strange. They're made to look much younger than they are.
Yeah, that's true.
When they're under 12 or whatever the cutoff is. But then once they hit that, all of a sudden they've aged 10 years.
There's no gradual movement in that direction. It's just, Olivia is wearing basically the same thing as Jack's partner is wearing. And then suddenly 2 years pass and she's dressed like she's 42.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we're going to see that transition for her
in the next
2 more seasons.
Yeah,
stay on the ankle sock side of the divide there as long as you can, please. Olivia. I have a feeling it's a lot more fun.
It definitely looks like more fun. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the big stakes of that episode with the party was would Warren and Jane be able to pull off dancing together?
Yes.
And they did.
Looked fine to me.
Yeah.
But you got to create drama around things. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. The whole party thing seemed fun. It was fun seeing the parents in a relaxed situation.
Right.
And not yelling at their kids or
the judges.
Just
that poor woman, they've played that clip so many times where she curses at the judges.
I wonder if she feels badly about it or if she thinks, darn right, they should get to hear it over and over again.
That's right. In case they missed me the first time I said
it. Oh, man. I fear I would be that mom. They would probably tell me to stay home. My husband is much more... He would come home and complain, but he would be quiet there.
Right.
Did you just leave your wife home, sir? Everybody will be so much happier.
Yes. Well, Warren had to stay home from the competition because he had to teach his little ones.
Oh, so cute. They are really so adorable.
Yes. I love the little ones.
Yes.
So, I did peek ahead at season 2 synopses. Just the little Netflix synopses. Just to try to see if we were going to have the same kids or a whole new batch.
And did you see things you wished you hadn't?
Not really. And I saw that Jack and Emily are still on.
Ah, good.
So
they are cute.
Love them.
I like them. I imagine it's going to be all the same. I don't think you invest that much effort into particular characters and then switch.
Right.
We got to at least get Seb a partner somewhere along the line, right?
That poor little dude. Come on. Needs a partner.
Aww.
But, as usual, it's reminding me of my skate mom days. Just when she's talking about how, they come home from school, they have something to eat, and then they go drive somewhere really far away.
Yeah.
And they don't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning. Been there.
That was all brutal, that whole thing. It just, you don't think about it, but this is like a full-time job for these families.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't thought about, at one point they talked about, I don't even remember which Mia it was, but doing 40 hours a week of dance practice, and that's definitely way more than I've had to deal with. Right.
And, if the partner doesn't live near you, then there's that extra added distance of... That's why so many of them just
That's
bring boys from overseas into their homes. There's no such problem.
Yes.
The little bit of Mia going to Andre's home in Romania and, not liking the food and stuff was cute, but in the back of my mind is always there are cameras on all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a very small kitchen and there are cameras capturing her not liking the food.
Right.
Perhaps not as organic as they would like us to believe.
Right.
Here we see her in her room talking privately with her mother with a camera in her face.
Right.
Oh, well. It is the nature of documentaries, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
But still, a little weird. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed this first season very much.
Yeah.
Even though the pressure of I still feel it in the competitions, even though they're not my kids, that... when they build up they need to get first place in this, and then they get second, and it's, I feel so badly for them. Yes. Glad they're not my kids, but still, you feel like, oh no, they must be so sad.
But some of them are hardened at this point by all of it.
I hope so. I don't know how hardened a 13 or 14-year-old can be, but...
Right.
And the non-dancing triplet was there with her boyfriend. Yeah. So, good for her.
Good for her, except for the way that she was put on the spot by the TV production team. And
neither of them could
were
specifically define.
Yes.
So mean. What is the matter with these documentary people? There was no need to be so mean to this girl.
I know.
Stop it.
At least they let her go to the party. She's not like Cinderella at home, waxing the floor in the ballroom instead of actually being at the party.
Yeah, and when the family was all up at front talking, she was standing there, looking uncomfortable, but she was there.
She was there.
But I would like, when the series ends, to have a happy ending for that girl.
Yes.
She went off to college and never spoke to her family again. That would do it.
She's now an astronaut, and she lives on the space station where you cannot dance.
Right.
Well, we'll find out, because next week we're going to waltz on into season 2 of Baby Ballroom on Netflix. So we'll watch episodes 1 and 2 of that. And then on The Voice, just know that the show airs on Mondays and Tuesdays. So we're going to be talking about episodes from last week, the previous week, along with the night before.
Right.
Here which is confusing.
Yes.
So just hang in there.
The failure of shows to schedule themselves for us to easily talk about them on Tuesdays is very distressing.
It's really a problem. It happens.
They couldn't do Sunday and Monday? It has to be Monday and Tuesday? Come on.
Happens too much for our liking.
It does.
So next Tuesday, it'll be the results from the live performances that we saw this Monday, November 30th. Right. Next Tuesday, we'll discuss the results of the live performances from Monday, November 30th.
Yes.
And then we'll also talk
that's
about...
this episode we're doing right now. We'll have the results from Monday,
we're talking about the results from that.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the results from the live performances of November 30th. And then we'll also talk about next Monday's episode, which is going to be, I believe, the live performances of the top 9. If I'm understanding this correctly, how this works. So we will be there for that.
I'm already confused.
I know.
Listeners, just hang, it'll be fine. We'll have funny things to say, whether you listen to it or not.
Right. And that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes, no matter what day of the week they're on, what we're talking about. You'll find them there. And we have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.